What if I was to tell you that you can improve your team's performance not by sending them to another lengthy training program, but by taking an action yourself that is simple and needs to be sincere? It's practicing and showing gratitude. Thank you for joining me, my learning and development professional friends and colleagues. This being Thanksgiving week here in the United States, it's a good time to think about gratitude. What are we thankful for? And I'm here to talk today about how gratitude is actually a proven way to improve employee performance. So not only does it make your heart feel good because you're showing gratitude to those around you, but it also can lead to improved performance. So it's something that's simple and powerful, but you need to do it in an authentic way because people can see straight through you if you are not practicing gratitude with a full and honest heart. Let me start by thanking all the people I have worked with over the years who I am so grateful for. I'm grateful for when I was in public service, grateful for the dedication and care that countless professionals in the learning and development field showed to making sure they were serving their customer. So this is the employees that are performing the work that directly serve the American taxpayers. A more dedicated group of people I could not ask for. I'm so grateful for being able to have worked with those people who were dedicated to public service and dedicated to adult learning and wanting to produce a good result, a good training and learning experience for those employees that were directly serving the American public. I'm very grateful to you. You know who you are if you're watching. Thank you for being a wonderful colleague, a dedicated professional, and a friend. So let's go on specifically about how you could employ gratitude and why you should employ gratitude to improve your team's performance. So when leaders such as yourself express and show gratitude, you're creating psychological safety. You're creating reasons for people to feel committed to and motivated about their job. It's a human need to want to feel needed and seen and appreciated. If that's not being shown, people feel like they're being treated like a widget, that they're not important, and they're less likely to give their discretionary effort. Now, some of you, when you hear that discretionary efforts, you know I'm talking about when you've created a good employee experience environment, people are more likely to give their discretionary effort, be more engaged. So what does this look like? So if you're a leader, what does it look like that you're going to show gratitude and you're going to be authentic in showing gratitude? First off, the first thing I would say to you is listen to your team. So that might be your direct reports. Maybe they're the mid-level managers who report to you, that you're really listening to them about how they are feeling, what their ideas are, and make sure you model the behavior of allowing employees to give their opinions and try out new things. Then you're going to get the discretionary effort that moves you forward. Second of all, promote your managers, since you're the leader, promote your managers in sponsoring gratefulness activities. Now, you don't have to call it that. You could call it, employee recognition. You could call it peer recognition. That's often been a favorite in places I have worked where people can nominate their peers. And they feel really good about having an event where they can thank their peers for helping them. But let that come up organically from your teams. What's meaningful for them? Because you can't sit up on high and tell them this should be meaningful to you. Instead, let them tell you, oh, we like the peer recognition, or we would rather have a formal ceremony with senior leadership there giving us recognition. People are very different about what kind of recognition they would like. And then most importantly, remember that the behavior you tolerate is the behavior that will be seen as acceptable. So do not tolerate rude and discouraging behavior amongst your team. Make sure you're modeling the most professional and respectful behavior where people are allowed to express their thoughts, express their ideas, and allowed to give in a safe place to try out new things and really give your team that extra creativity that's needed for you to be stellar contributors to your organization's mission. Now, interestingly enough, I was just privileged to hear a presentation today by Deborah Lovich. She is a researcher at BCG, and she's part of the Henderson Institute, and she has done a lot of research on employee experience, employee engagement. She calls it organizations being employee-centric. I would recommend reading some of her information. Let me read you a quote. Employee-centric organizations don't just happen, they're built through intentional actions and authentic appreciation. So I would like to thank Deborah Lovich for her research and her articles, which have inspired me and reinforce this need. As the leader, you've got to have authentic appreciation and gratitude and practice this employee-centric behavior every day. And then I'd like to say, if you all have a particular gratitude activity you like to do with your teams or something you like to do personally, please put it in the chat below. I'd love to hear from you. It's a great time to reflect on this Thanksgiving week. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Happy Thanksgiving.